Hello, this is News Live on Viewer Television. I am Nsikak Evans. The headlines. Serap urges Lawan Gbajabiamila to probe missing 10 billion naira in National Assembly funds in 2019. Nigerian government restricts airlines from UK, Canada, Saudi Arabia, others. Plus, Britain warns Iran gives last chance to sign up nuclear deal. The Social Economic Rights and Accountability Project SERAP has urged the President of the Senate, Dr. Ahmed Lawan, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, to promptly probe and refer to appropriate anti-corruption agencies fresh allegations that 10 billion naira of public money budgeted for the National Assembly is missing, misappropriated or diverted. This was contained in a statement issued on Sunday by the SERAP Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, who noted that the grim allegations that over 10 billion naira of public money is missing are documented in the 2019 audited report by the Auditor General of the Federation. The organization also implored Lawan and Gbajabiamila to identify the lawmakers and staff members suspected to be involved and hand them over to the appropriate anti-corruption agencies to face prosecution if there is sufficient admissible evidence and to ensure full recovery of any missing public funds. The letter was copied to the Abubakar Malami, the SAN, Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Professor Bolaji Osanye, the Chairman, Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, Abu Rashid Bawa, who is the Chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, and the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committees of the National Assembly. ECOWAS leaders began deliberations on Sunday on crucial sub-regional and continental matters, including reports on political crisis in Mali and Guinea-Conakry. Newsmen gathered that the meeting, hosted by President Muhammadu Buhari, has President of Ghana and Chairman of ECOWAS Authority, Nana Akufo-Addo, in attendance. Others in attendance are President of Togo, Faure Eyademe, and President Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic. Also in attendance are President Macky Sall of Senegal, President Umaru Sissoko Embalo of Guinea-Bissau, President Julius Barrow of Sierra Leone, and President Jose Maria Neves of Cape Verde, President Adama Barrow of the Gambia, and Alassane Ouattara of Côte d'Ivoire, as well as Nigeria's former President Goodluck Jonathan, ECOWAS mediator on Mali, are also at the meeting. It was observed that the President Jose Neves of Cape Verde participated in the ECOWAS meeting for the first time. The World Bank has urged the federal government to impose special taxes on alcohol, cigarettes, and sugar-sweetened beverages to improve primary health care. The World Bank Country Director for Nigeria, Shubham Chaduri, made the call in Abuja during the Special National Council on Health meeting organized by the Federal Ministry of Health. Chaduri noted that taxes on tobacco, alcohol, and sugar-sweetened beverages would reduce the health risk associated with their consumption and expand fiscal space for universal health coverage post-COVID-19. The country director stated that investing in a stronger health system for all would contribute to tackling rising poverty and inequality. He added that the health tax increase would have the additional advantage of reducing future health care costs by curbing the growth of non-communicable diseases that tobacco, alcohol, and sugar-sweetened beverages causes. Now, talking about bilateral relations, Nigeria has signed a memorandum of understanding with the government of Burkina Faso to prevent, suppress, and punish trafficking in persons, especially women and children. The signing of the agreement is considered a major feat in the country's renewed determination to tackle issues of human trafficking with the active involvement of neighboring countries. A statement by the press officer of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Traffic in Persons, Vincent Adekoya, said the legal instrument designed to checkmate activities of human traffickers and their cohorts operating within the corridors of the two countries was signed in Abuja at the climax of the third Nigeria-Burkina Faso Joint Commission. Adekoya added that the signing of the MOU came a few weeks after a similar agreement was signed between Nigeria and the government of the Republic of Niger. The statement explained that the MOU was as a result of concerns about the magnitude and menace of human trafficking, especially in women and children in both countries, and its negative socio-economic impacts on the well-being of their citizenry. The MOU has a total of 18 articles, among which are the definition of human trafficking with all the instruments, prosecution of offenders, communication, identification, protection and care of victims of human trafficking, return repatriation of proceeds of the crime, as well as rehabilitation and reintegration of victims. A Ghanaian and two Nigerians have been arrested for allegedly trafficking a total of 9.953 kilograms of cocaine at methamphetamine at the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, which disclosed this via a statement on Sunday, said the suspects were apprehended at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, and Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, respectively. NDLEA Director of Media and Advocacy, Femi Babafemi, said one of the suspects, Uzo Johnson, was nabbed on December 8 during an inward screening of Ethiopian Airlines passengers at the arrival hall of the airport. It was gathered that Uzo who arrived from Brazil via Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, was controlled and arrested with clothes impregnated with cocaine, which has a gross weight of 6.7 kilograms. Similarly, another trafficker, Ude Charlie, was arrested at the Enugu airport for ingesting 72 wraps of cocaine weighing 1.253 kilograms. The 53-year-old suspect was nabbed on December 3rd during outward screening of Ethiopian Airlines passengers going to Rome, Italy via Addis Ababa. NDLEA operatives also arrested 43-year-old Onua Friday with 1 million capsules of tramadol along the Lagos-Benin Expressway in Ondo State, while two major arrests were made in Anambra State, where a total of 238.973 kilograms of assorted illicit drugs were recovered. On his part, the NDLE chairman, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, commended the officers and men of Enugu, Abuja airports, commands and their counterparts for the arrests and seizures in the past week. Now, talking about Human Rights Day, President Muhammadu Buhari has assured the management of the National Human Rights Commission of his continuous support in its efforts to get closer to the people in order to assure their grievances. The president gave the assurance when he received in audience the governing council of the commission in the presidential villa, Abuja. In our remarks, the chairperson of the commission, Salamatu Suleiman, said the council decided to visit the president on World Health Rights Day to intimate him on the commission's effort to tackle petitions before it. She commended President Buhari for his generosity towards the commission, especially with his allocations increased for the first time in our democracy, which had enabled the commission to secure offices in the 6 geopolitical zones. According to her, the state offices complex are also coming up in 10 states.
I'm very pleased that we have the facilities throughout the country. This is very good. I'm very pleased with the way you approach it and the way you make sure that you are on the ground in every state. The composition, as I mentioned, is all right. Human Rights Commission funding. We'll try and see which minister is supposed to be working with you and find out within our limited resources what we can honestly do for you.
Your Excellency, the COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted the political, social, and economic foundations of many societies in Nigeria and Africa, upon which enjoyment of human rights as enshrined in our Constitution, the International Bill of Rights, and African Charter on Human Rights are based. The implications of the long months of lockdown, such as loss of livelihood, increase in level of inequalities, school dropouts, upsurge in sexual and gender-based violence, including assault on key populations by state and non-state actors, will need systematic and focused interventions at state and national levels to be addressed. The Commission welcomes the recent approval by the Federal Executive Council of the National Development Plan for 2021 to 2025. We look forward to engaging with the government to ensure that the attainment of human rights obligations, especially socio-economic rights, enshrined as fundamental objectives and directive principles of safe policy, is at the center of the plan's implementation.
When News Live returns, federal government restricts airlines from Canada, United Kingdom and Saudi Arabia into Nigeria. Details of these and more comes to you after this break.
Feel the spirits, feel the rhythm. It is a moment for worship and praise, a time to connect with the Lord. Right here on Gospel Light, I bring to your home screens everything the gospel, from musical countdowns to having your favorite gospel artist right here on the program, and as well reporting any gospel event around your area.
You are the source of my strength. You are the strength of my life. All power belongs to you.
I feel blessed and privileged.
Enquiries for sponsorship for advertisement, do contact us on our email at gospellight.ng@gmail.com. You can as well follow us on our social media platform on Instagram at gospellight.ng, and you can also contact us on 081-3216-1451. Do remain blessed.
Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is News Live, a recap of our top stories. SERAP urges President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan Femi Gbajabiamila to probe missing 10 billion naira in National Assembly funds in 2019. Nigerian government restricts airlines from United Kingdom, Canada, Saudi Arabia, others. Plus, Britain warns Iran gives last chance to sign up nuclear deal. The National Human Rights Commission has concluded activities to commemorate the 2021 International Human Rights Day in style, with speeches and lectures on the theme Equality, Reducing Inequalities. Newsman reports that the event is celebrated annually on the 10th of December in commemoration of the United Nations adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights in 1940, I beg your pardon. Chairperson of the Governing Council of the Commission, Dr. Salamatu Sulaiman, stressed the significance of this year's theme to the day. Similarly, Executive Secretary of the National Human Rights Commission, Anthony Ojukwu, saw uniqueness in this year's theme, Equality, Reducing Inequalities. According to him, it is a very unique topic to the National Human Rights Commission, as it resonates with the Commission's core mandates in a number of ways. In his keynote lecture, Professor Bola Akinrinwa, a former Director General of the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, harped on the need for honesty and purpose. According to Dunn, in his lecture titled Promoting and Protection of Human Rights in the COVID-19 Era, the challenge of international cooperation and active attitudinal disposition, it is better to prevent than to react. Akinrinwa therefore tasked the NHRC to re-strategize and focus on how to prevent human rights violations. In her remarks, the Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talen, expressed joy at the domestication of the Child Rights Act by Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno State.
Provides not just opportunities for celebrating the significance of this day, but also calls for retrospection and self-appraisal by government and individuals on milestones and mileage achieved in advancing human rights. The theme for the 2021 Human Rights Day is Equality, Reducing Inequalities, Advancing Human Rights.
Therefore, let this year's theme resonate in all the high and small places of our society. From the little corners of our homes, where the societal values are baked, to our schools and institutions of learning, which is presently challenged by the issues of bullying and other disturbing vices. through our public places in the ministries, departments and agencies of government, and non-governmental institutions, as well as the nooks and crannies of Nigerian communities experiencing insurgencies, terrorism. Let the focus be on reduction of inequalities as we seek to advance human rights in all our doings.
Corruption is not about stealing money, embezzlement. When you are dishonest with yourself, never can you be able to be honest with another person. We want to strengthen international cooperation. There's no way the U.S. ambassador can be more correct. It is the ideal thing.
News I want to share with you today. Yesterday, Borno State, under the able leadership of Governor Zulu, passed the Child Rights Act and the VAP Act. It's fantastic news to end the 16 days activism. I congratulate the governor of Borno State for this great feat and for giving us a part or a parting gift as we end the 16 days activism. That is a big relief because the Northeast and the Northwest are the remaining 9 states that are yet to participate. Now, with what Borno has done, we have 8 left. And by the grace of God, before the end of next quarter, early next year, that's my prayer.
The Vice President Yemi Osibajo says Nigeria's young generation can find solutions to present and future local as well as global challenges with the right ideas, innovations and application of technology, even as the federal government's National Development Plan 2021 to 2025 aims to chart a path for the country's future. Professor Osibajo, who was speaking on Saturday at the 60th anniversary of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife in Osun State, also told the graduating class that the future belonged to them, urging them to pay attention to it. The Vice President, who was the special guest of honor at the convocation ceremony of the university, stood in for President Muhammadu Buhari as visitor and was accompanied by the Osun State Governor Gboyega Oyetola. The Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu delivered the convocation lecture at the event presided over by the Etsu Nupe Yahya Abubakar as the Chancellor of the university. According to the VP, while young Nigerians, particularly the OAU graduates, stood on the shoulders of great men and women before them, the onus is on their generation to deal with the biggest issues that confronts the world and Nigeria. He added that the generation of young Nigerians are equipped and could profile solutions in the areas of education, agriculture, health care, and security. The Vice President added that the use of technology and improvement in nationwide policing would further help the country address its security challenges. Now, with effect from Tuesday, December 14th, the federal government will restrict airlines coming from Canada, United Kingdom and Saudi Arabia into Nigeria. The Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, announced the decision on Sunday in Lagos and explained that it was a reciprocate restricted flights from Nigeria into those countries over the new COVID-19 variant, Omicron. Sirika said President Muhammadu Buhari's administration would also place the United Kingdom, Canada and Saudi Arabia on a red list over the outbreak and spread of the Omicron variant. The minister noted that if those countries placed Nigeria on a red list, they lacked the moral right to have their airlines fly into Nigeria on commercial operations. He stressed that airlines of the affected countries remained banned and the countries placed on Nigeria's red list. Sirika apologized to Nigerians intending to travel to those countries but said the Nigerian government's decision was in the interest of the country. Now talking about national security, where the Director General Department of State Services, Yusuf Bichi, has called for more collaborations among the law enforcement agencies to end security challenges facing the nation. The DSS DG made the call during the annual lecture and fourth investiture of the Institute of Security and Strategic Studies in Abuja, represented by the DSS spokesman Dr. Peter Afunanya. Bichi said that security could only be enhanced or achieved through collaborative efforts among all the security agencies. Also, Governor Bello Matawale of Zamfara was awarded the Best Governor of Collective Security Advocate for 2020. The institute also honored Inspector Saibol Selchum, a police traffic officer in FCT, with an award of dedication to service, and Ajia Zara Mohammed of Neighborhood Enlightenment and Safety Organization for dedication to service. The Chairman Governing Council of ISSS, retired Major General Garba Odu, said the investiture and award were a recognition of their contributions to national security. Odu said the fellows were expected to be stakeholders in the consolidating the modest achievements of the Institute, especially in the non-kinetic space, to address the prevailing security challenges. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has commended the Director General of the International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, IITA, Dr. Ntaraya Saginga, for his dedication to agriculture, food and nutrition security in Africa. Obasanjo gave the commendation during the chieftaincy conferment on Saginga and his wife, Charlotte Saginga, by the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, at his palace in Ile-Ife. The former president, who said that the chieftaincy conferment was in recognition of the Director General's passion for the development of agriculture in Africa, urged Saginga to see the honor as a challenge to do more for the continent. Obasanjo, who is the IITA ambassador, commended Oba Ogunwusi for the choice of Saginga and his wife for the chieftaincy titles, saying that they were both worthy of the honor. He also advised Oba Ogunwusi to strike a balance between his role as a royal father and politics in Yoruba land. Speaking at the occasion, Oba Ogunwusi appreciated the IITA Director General's passion for agricultural development in Africa. According to him, in spite of the backstationing in Africa by the Europeans, Africans will continue to remain one and indivisible. And rather on the sad note, the pastor in charge of the evangelical church winning all Naria in Igabi local government area of Kaduna State, Reverend Dauda Bature, has been killed by bandits even after collecting an undisclosed amount of money as ransom for his release. Pastor Bature was kidnapped from his farm within the same Naria area on Monday, November 8, 2021, after which the abductors placed a ransom of 10 million naira on him. It was reported that when some money was raised, the bandits asked the wife to bring the money, which she took to them on November 18th. After collecting the ransom, she was also kidnapped. The chairman, Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend John Hayab, who disclosed that the pastor had been killed by abductors, lamented that the bandits were cruel and brutal to their victims, and urged the government to intensify efforts to check the frequent bloody attacks on the populace. Former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, has expressed worry over the spate of approvals and licensing of private universities in the country, saying that the National Universities Commission must be quick to have a recess by going on a break for a period of time in order to allow the large number of private universities already licensed to mature. The former speaker stated this while speaking at the Achievers University, Owo, Ondo State, during the 11th convocation and 14th foundation anniversary held during the weekend. Dogara said that many of the newly established private universities are still struggling to find their feet, not because there are no prospective university students in JAM's pool, but that many of the applicants cannot afford the fees charged by private universities. The member representing Bogoro Das Tafa Balewa Federal Constituency in Bauchi State stated that there are 202 universities in Nigeria, out of which the federal government owns 49. The 36 state governments own 54, while the rest 99 universities, including Achievers universities, are promoted by private initiatives. Concerning of the face-off between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, which has heightened with a possible strike action looming, he appealed to the government and ASU to find other means of resolving disputes other than strikes. Britain has told Iran on Sunday that there was still time for Tehran to save the nuclear deal, but that this was the last chance for Iranian negotiators to come to the table with serious proposals. The two-day meeting in Liverpool gives many ministers the opportunity to get to know each other in person for the first time. For Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, this is the first G7 foreign ministers meeting just 3 days after assuming office. The new British Foreign Secretary and host, Elizabeth Truss, the new Canadian Foreign Minister, Melanie Joly, and the new Japanese Foreign Minister, Yoshimasa Hayashi, will also attend the meeting for the first time. This is also Liverpool's premiere as host of a G7 meeting. One of the conference events will be held in the Beatles Museum, enabling the ministers to experience some of the magic of Liverpool's Fab Four.
Come to the negotiating table with a serious resolution to this issue, which has to be agreeing the terms of the JCPOA. This is the last chance, and it is vital that they do so. We will not allow Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon, and it is vital that they come to the table and are serious about the negotiations.
South Africa on Sunday paid an official tribute to F.W. de Klerk, the final president of white rule who freed Nelson Mandela from prison and steered the country from apartheid to democracy. De Klerk died on November 11th, aged 85, following a battle with cancer. 4 days of national mourning were declared in his honor. He served as president from 1989 to 1994 and is remembered for leading South Africa's transition from white minority rule to the first multiracial elections in 1994. De Klerk also shared the Nobel Peace Prize with Mandela in 1993 after freeing him from prison in 1990. Mandela then became South Africa's first black president after his African National Congress Party won the 1994 election. President Cyril Ramaphosa attended Cape Town's Protestant Groote Kerk, one of South Africa's oldest churches, on Sunday morning to deliver an eulogy in de Klerk's honor. A private mass and the national anthem preceded the ceremony, which featured a portrait of the cakes between two candles and a choir decorated with white flowers.
To be cremated in the sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life through our Lord Jesus Christ.
An anti-vaccine protest largely passed off peacefully on Saturday with no repeat of violence seen last weekend, although police temporarily closed Christmas markets and deployed water cannons to disperse demonstrators attempting to breach an agreed protest zone. There were around a dozen arrests in connection with the demonstration, which has been restricted to an area from the glaciers in Limpersberg to the Kirchberg district across the Red Bridge following scenes of disorder on the previous Saturday. The police had advised the public to avoid the area, and the presence of riot squads blocked traffic and public transport services. Police came fully prepared for any disorder with sniffer dogs, barbed wires, helicopters and reinforcements from Belgium along the protest route and throughout the city to avoid a repeat of violence last weekend when herders of demonstrators pulled down barriers and attempted to force their way into the Christmas market at Place de la Constitution. There was also additional security outside Luxembourg Chamber of Disputes and the home of Prime Minister Xavier Bettel, which were the scene of demonstrations last weekend.
And 45 personnel who made it out of the building safely, one who had to be airlifted to a regional hospital for treatment, and 6 fatalities. We're continuing to search the site for evidence of life and will continue recovery operations until all personnel are accounted for. At this time, estimates are the recovery portion of the incident will take about 3 more days.
And that's all on News Live, but before we go, a recap of our headlines. Serap urges Lawan Gbajabiamila to probe missing 10 billion naira in National Assembly funds in 2019. Nigerian government restricts airlines from United Kingdom, Canada, Saudi Arabia, others. Plus, Britain warns Iran gives last chance to sign up to nuclear deal. Many thanks for watching. I am Nsika Evans. Please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.